Welcome back to Awesome Radio 107.5 FM and 1570 AM WECU every Tuesday. You got it from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. for Let's Talk K-12 Education. I'm your host for the next 50 minutes, Tonitia Langley, education enthusiast, thought leader, and founder of Enrichment Strategist Services, LLC, an education consulting business. You can connect with me by https linktree.ee/enrichment strategist. I'm excited to partner with you and be dedicated to the heart of our community, which is education. I'm the host, but you and the community mean the most. I would love for you to share your suggestions of what you would love to get more information related to K-12 education. Please email us at Let's Talk K-12 education@gmail.com. Again, email us at Let's Talk K-12 education.com. So going to open up the show today with a Beyond the Classroom college and career readiness thought provoker. Okay, like to open up the show. Sometimes I may open up with a thought provoker. I may open up with a joke. I may open up with an icebreaker. But today I'm going to open up with a thought provoker, and it's around beyond the classroom college and career readiness. So, in an era of rapidly evolving technology and automation, how can tools ensure that students are equipped with the critical thinking, problem solving, and adaptability skills necessary to thrive in future job markets? So, this question or thought provoker, it should highlight the importance of preparing students for a future where traditional job roles may be replaced or transformed by technology. It encourages discussion about the need to focus on developing transferable skills that will be valuable in a variety of industries and contexts. So I want to touch on that a little bit more. A lot of the people are very concerned with AI, where AI is going, how AI is going to impact. Now, will traditional jobs in some of our traditional industries, will they be compromised? Absolutely. But the key word in that thought provoker was developing transferable skills as it pertains to beyond the classroom, college and career readiness, because all that's going to happen, people, is that where this one job is replaced by automation or AI, where we used to be able to put a human there to do that particular job, you're going to take those transferable skills because it will be something that still requires a human touch. It still will require human nature in order to do that. So we haven't tapped into all of that, but that's kind of where that's headed. I know a lot of people are, up in arms, as they should be, because some of that is already coming to play. My husband was showing me the other day where there are these automated forklift drivers that are just, going into the manufacturing space and doing what they need to do. And they're already got some of that stuff. It's not coming. It's already here. It's just a matter of them developing it. So that's when we just come into play with taking those transferable skills as we look at college and career readiness with a different lens, because automation is here. It's not going anywhere. AI technology is here. It's not going anywhere. Okay. So on last week's show, we talked about part two we talked about another part of the series of Beyond the Classroom, College and Career Readiness in collaboration with fellow Awesome Radio show host Dr. Glenn E. Johnson, DCRC, Tish Williams, and Crystal Wilder. We provided tons of information regarding the topic. If you would like a recap, tools, and resources for that show, and any other previous Let's Talk K-12 education shows, head on over to Facebook, Awesome Radio 107.5 and 1570 AM with the purple and green logo. You can also follow us and connect with us on YouTube, and that is at www.youtube.com at Awesome Radio WECU, and it's capitalized. And again, look for that nice, pretty purple and green logo for past Let's Talk K-12 shows, as well as any of the other shows that Awesome Radio has. So, being a wife, mother, former middle school teacher, and grandmother to 8 school-age G babies, and currently an education consultant and coach, I recognize the importance of the ability to have critical thinking skills. That's kind of one of those things. It's a hard skill to teach, and it takes a skilled educator to be able to teach those types of transferable skills, which we just talked about, where AI and automation is and how jobs will be replaced. But as jobs are being replaced, new jobs will be created. Trust me on that one. Let's open up the show in true educational style with: how is your brain game to get your mindset shifts and engage your critical thinking skills for school, homework, and school tasks with your children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, and the whole kit and caboodle, the whole crew? If you have brain teasers for How Is Your Brain Game segment and you would like to have them on the show, again, email us at letstalkk12education@gmail.com. Again, if you have brain teasers that you would like to have used or shared on the show, by all means, for How Is Your Brain Game segment, email us at letstalkk12education@gmail.com. So here's our How Is Your Brain Game riddle for today. The riddle says, I'm not found in any textbook, but I'm needed for every job. I don't come with a diploma, yet I'm often the reason for success. I can be sharpened, yet I'm not a tool. What am I? The answer is exactly what I just shared for How Is Your Brain Game segment: critical thinking skills. So in our How Is Your Brain Game riddle today, it subtly emphasizes the importance of soft skills that are crucial for college and career success, even though they aren't always directly taught in traditional classroom settings. They are uber important for now and where we're going in the future, and especially with where we're going with AI and automation. So again, if you have brain teasers for How Is Your Brain Game segment and you would like to have them shared on the show, again, email us at letstalkk12education@gmail.com. So a fun fact for How Is Your Brain Game, fun fact for today. Did you know that research shows that 85% of job success comes from having well-developed soft skills such as communication, teamwork, and leadership, while only 15% is attributed to technical knowledge and skills? Gonna back up and hit that one again. While 85% of job success comes from having well-developed soft skills such as communication, teamwork, and leadership, only 15% is attributed to technical knowledge and skills. Hint, hint, well, we're talking about automation and AI as we delve a little deeper into college and career readiness. That means what happens outside the classroom, how you interact with others and solve problems can have a bigger impact on your career than you think. So keep that in mind as you become more in tune with where AI is going, where automation is going. Those things aren't new. They're just here, and you're just more knowledgeable of it now than you were before. So let's do a recap and review beyond the classroom, college and career readiness. And I'm wanting to continue to provide education and context regarding in and beyond the classroom for success. So Last week with Dr. Johnson and Tish Williams, myself and Crystal Wilder in Beyond the Classroom series of college and career readiness, we explored the exciting world of college and career readiness, as well as some of the upcoming activities. We delved into the essential steps, resources, and strategies to help students navigate their educational journey and prepare for a successful future. From understanding different pathways to building strong academic foundations, we provided valuable insights and guidance for students, parents, and educators alike. So let's continue to embark on this adventure together and unlock the doors to endless possibilities. So, as a former educator and classroom teacher from a traditional public school setting, my goal here is to use this platform as an unbiased show to educate and provide information as it pertains to educating our future. That's the goal of the Let's Talk K-12 education, to let others know that in the challenging educational landscape, there is light that pierces the darkness, and there are educators working in the trenches, as well as stakeholders and educational thought leaders like myself, partnering to close the gap of the school to prison pipeline with tenacity, grit, and grind, providing hope. Let's get into today's topic. So I alluded to it during the How Is Your Brain game riddle brain teaser with Beyond the Classroom College and Career Readiness. And I'll repeat the riddle again. It says, I'm not found in any textbook, but I'm needed for every job. I don't come with a diploma, yet I'm often the reason for success. I can be sharpened, yet I'm not a tool. What am I? And that, my friends and radio listening audience and viewers, is critical thinking. So, again, this emphasizes the importance of soft skills that are crucial for college and career success, even though they aren't directly taught in traditional classrooms. So let's get into a little bit of information from AI University. So here are some common myths about college and career readiness, along with realities and clarifications. So here are some more myths. One myth is a high GPA is the only factor that matters for college admissions and career success. Here's the reality. While a strong GPA is important, colleges and employers also value well-roundedness, extracurricular activities, leadership experience, and community involvement. And I'll insert myself in that to say, as I say to my children with my grandchildren, these children need to be getting some outside experiences, outside exposures. They need to be involved in activities. They need to decrease the screen time and get out there and do some of that old-fashioned stuff the way that we did. Another myth is choosing a major in college is a one-way street and must be determined early on. The reality actually is many students change their majors multiple times during college. It is important to explore different interests and career paths before making a final decision. Another myth is a college degree is the only path to a successful career. The reality is, while a college degree can open many doors, there are also successful career paths that don't require a four-year degree, such as trade schools, apprenticeships, and military service and experience, which is something that we talked about in last week's show with my guest, with Dr. Johnson and Tish Williams. Another myth is students should focus solely on academics and avoid getting involved in extracurricular activities. Well, you kind of know the answer to that. The reality actually is extracurricular activities provide valuable opportunities for leadership, teamwork, and personal growth, which can enhance college and career readiness. Another myth, career planning should wait until after college graduation. The reality is it's important to start exploring career options early on in high school or even in middle school. This can involve job shadowing, internships, and informational interviews. Another myth is Networking is only for adults with established careers. The reality, building relationships with professionals in your desired field can be beneficial at any stage of your career. Networking can provide valuable insights, mentorship, and job opportunities. So let's look at how parents that homeschool leverage travel as a part of their curriculum to align with beyond the classroom college and career readiness. Aligning travel with college and career readiness skills. Travel can be a powerful tool for developing essential college and career readiness skills in homeschool students. And before our break, I'm going to give you a few of those reasons how it is beneficial. Number one, and I talked about it in my thought provoker today, is critical thinking and problem solving. So when they are traveling as homeschoolers, which a lot of parents do, these students are navigating new environments, requires critical thinking and problem solving skills such as planning routes, budgeting, and adapting to unexpected challenges. Another one for critical thinking and problem solving is overcoming language barriers and cultural differences can enhance problem solving abilities. Number two, communication and interpersonal skills. Interacting with locals and other travelers can improve communication and interpersonal skills. Learning to express oneself clearly and effectively in different cultural contexts is valuable for both academic and professional success. Number three, cultural awareness and understanding. Experiencing diverse cultures can foster cultural awareness and understanding, which are essential for success in a globalized world. Developing empathy and tolerance for different perspectives can enhance interpersonal relationships and teamwork. And this is all that these kids are learning as homeschool students are traveling. Independence and self-reliance. Traveling independently can help students develop independence and self-reliance. Managing travel arrangements and making decisions on their own can prepare them for the challenges of college and the workplace. Adaptability and flexibility. Dealing with unexpected changes during travel can help students develop adaptability and flexibility. Embracing new experiences and stepping outside of their comfort zone can prepare them for the challenges of a rapidly changing world. And again, we alluded to some of that as we talked about how the shifts are happening in industries, how the shifts need to be happening in our educational systems, and how we can prepare for college and career readiness. Beyond the classroom. So these things are all very important. So let's talk about some challenges that may be faced by traditional charter schools and some potential strategies for traditional and charter schools. And we're going to talk more about that after we come back from the break. So we're going to delve into, I want to talk a little bit about how it's important to keep your child well-rounded, whether they're in traditional schools or, as you can see, homeschools, as we are shifting and preparing for what's ahead. And as we continue to explore beyond the classroom, college and career readiness is such a multifaceted aspect. And we're going to delve deeper into that after we return from the break. So, here shortly, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we will delve deeper into how today's students and their families can be better prepared for life beyond the classroom. From college and career readiness, we'll explore what schools, parents, and communities can do to support their future success. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Let's Talk K-12 Education Show on Awesome Radio, WECU 107.5 and 1570 AM, where we make education everyone's business. We'll be right back after this short message. We will continue with our Beyond the Classroom college and career readiness and continue to explore how we can be efficient, prepared, and ready beyond the classroom for college and career readiness. We'll see you right back here on the other side of the break. So stay tuned. Welcome back to Awesome Radio, WECU 107.5 FM and 1570 AM. You can find us here talking about all things education every Tuesday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Let's Talk K-12 Education. Again, you can find us on Facebook under Awesome Radio 107.5 FM and 1570 AM with the purple and green logo. You can also head on over to YouTube. You can find us there at www.youtube.com at Awesome Radio, capital WECU. Again, you can find us on YouTube at www.youtube.com at Awesome Radio WECU. Again, look for the beautiful purple and green logo. Email us if you have any suggestions for brain riddles for how is your brain game, or anything you would like to know or have a deeper dive for regarding K-12 education at Let's Talk K-12 Education at gmail.com with topics you would like to have discussed on the show. So before the break, I shared some information from AI University with cited resources regarding college and career readiness. And I talked about some myths, some realities, and talked about the ways that we need to really start getting prepared for the shift of those transferable skills and how it benefits us beyond the classroom for college and career readiness. So as we continue with the Beyond the Classrooms College and Career Readiness series, let me highlight some case study information from AI University citing 5 sources. Louisiana uses a Strength of Diploma Index, which assesses not only graduation rates, but also quality of high school pathways that align with post-secondary outcomes. This incentivizes schools to guide students toward completing robust academic and vocational pathways that lead to higher success in college and career settings. Georgia is one of the few states that incorporates post-secondary outcomes, such as the rates of students entering college without the need for remedial courses, into its accountability system. This focus ensures that college and career readiness programs are evaluated based on actual post-secondary performance and not just high school indicators. These case studies show how various approaches can improve college and career readiness outcomes, helping students transition more successfully into higher education or the workforce. And again, from AI University and cited resources, let's get into take a little deeper dive with that. So, number 1, understanding college and career pathways. You have to explore different pathways, discuss the various options such as traditional 4-year colleges, community colleges, vocational schools, apprenticeships, and military service. And then you have to look into what will be the benefits of some of these pathways. What are some of the advantages? What are some of those disadvantages of each? Considering factors like cost, time commitment, and your career goals. So as you do your homework as a family, you want to look into those things and look at all the different various options. I had a very unique pathway. I was a non-traditional. I was on a non-traditional track. After I got out of high school, I got married and raised a family. And I started my educational career in the community college setting. And I had to take remedial courses because I did not take myself serious in high school. So had to start over and had to take this extra time, pay this extra money to get there. But nonetheless, I got there. So that is, at the end of the day, that's what counts. So all of us have different routes in how we will get to where we're trying to get beyond the classroom, whether it is college or whether it is career readiness. So number two, academic preparation. Importance of strong academics. Emphasizes the significance of maintaining good grades in core subjects like math, science, English, and social studies. Course selection. So when you are doing that, you're going to choose courses that align with your interests and career goals, including advanced placement, which are the AP classes. Never took one, or interbaccalaureate, which are classes. I don't know if we have those in our systems, but it's good for you to do your research. Standardized testing, your SAT and ACTs. So I want to explain the importance of these standardized tests. Um, so some of the other tests are your PSATs, your ACTs, Aspire, and subject-specific tests. So if you're on that track of going into your traditional four-year universities, you need to do your research. You know, what career path are you choosing? Which industry are you choosing to that you're interested in? You need to look to see what track you need to be on. Of course, your guidance counselors are there to to provide you with some guidance. But for families, you need to be part of the village and help. In this, and provide the additional support sometimes that's necessary as our youth are trying to decide. So extracurricular activities. So participating in extracurricular activities such as clubs, sports, community service can be a benefit to you. Again, you can choose any of those. Look at a list and say, okay, I think I'll try this. But if you are if you see that your child or children, they have a specific interest in mind, you may want to try to align those clubs, those extracurricular activities in alignment with what they're interested in. So if they think that they want to be an athlete and swim, then you might want to put them in swimming. If they're trying to get into any of the STEM related careers, you may want to look up some of the certain industries, in your local area, to see if they have apprenticeships, to see if your child is able to speak with them. So, again, this takes a village. So, of course, the schools are going to work hard. The guidance counselors are going to go work hard to make sure they're working in partnership with your child. But, that child needs an entire village. That youth needs an entire village. And before I moved to this piece, when I was in middle school, I started teaching my students about those things. I started planting the seed of, I want you guys to start thinking about, where you're headed, where you're trying to go, even though they're going to probably change it a million times, but at least have them have the thought process. So you want to start thinking about the college application process. What does that look like? What's a common application? What does it mean when they need to have a really good essay or letters of recommendation? Some of the students may not be aware, some of the parents may not be aware. And again, this information is not to insult anyone's intelligence. It's just speaking from the perspective of how I grew up and in my environment. I was one of the first to do a lot of the things and take it on, really advance my career in education. So learning about those particular resources to make yourself highly competitive. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, we'll continue our discussion around today students and their families and how they can be better prepared beyond the classroom, from college to career readiness. We'll explore schools and parents and communities, what they can do to support their future successes. So please do not go anywhere. You're listening to the Let's Talk K-12 Education show on Awesome Radio, WECU 107.5 FM and 1570 AM, where we make education everyone's business. We'll be right back after this short message. All right. Welcome back to Awesome Radio 107.5 FM and 1570 AM WECU, promoting educational equity for the families in our listening and viewing community. I'm the host, but you and the community mean the most. Please email us your K-12 educational suggestions or topic ideas at Let's Talk K-12 Education at gmail.com. So before the break, I provided some information regarding college and career readiness, providing you some tips and resources that was applicable, dispelling some myths, sharing just a little bit about my background and how I took the non-traditional, as we called it last week, the scenic route to get to where I was going, and just kind of self-disclosure, some things that I didn't really know and didn't really understand, because my family, my immediate family that I grew up with, of course, I have people that went to college, but my immediate family that I grew up with probably didn't have the resources to think about the everyday life of what we were used to. So I was sharing some tips, giving just a few examples, and I want to continue with those before I go into the last half of our Let's Talk K-12 Education show today around beyond the classroom, as we explore college and career readiness. So I want to continue my discussion. I want to talk about number 6, which is financial aid and scholarships. So understanding the FAFSA, which is FAFSA, and that stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid, and its importance in securing financial aid. Again, we're just here to provide the information. And for some of you who have middle schoolers, to start giving you these tools and resources. Of course, they're going to hear all these things once they get to high school. But in certain families and certain communities, it's a huge benefit to start looking up this information, understanding what it is. So by the time your child gets to high school and they're having the conversations with the guidance counselors, you as a family and that child as a team and a village, you are more equipped and have a good understanding of the process. I'm going to talk about look into scholarships and grants, explore various scholarships and grant opportunities to students. I remember when I was an avid teacher, looking up various informations as it pertains to grants for one of the families, one of the parents that I was serving, and their child was in my avid program. There was a grant for a child being left-handed. Honest to goodness. I'm not sure if that's still a grant, but it was a grant for being left-handed. So you would just be surprised at all the grants that are available while your child is in middle school, even late elementary. It would do you some it would be a huge benefit to you to start just typing in Google to see what's out there so that you are familiar with the information and such groovy things as getting a grant because you are left-handed. Okay. Number 7, college career exploration and planning. Looking at certain interest assessments. So there are certain interest assessments that can help students identify potential career paths. I can't think of the one right offhand, but if you would just type in interest assessment, some of those should pull up. Probably will be real good for students. My suggestion, students in the 7th grade. Of course, it could probably change by the time they get in 8th grade because so many things influence them between now and the time they actually start high school. But just to kind of get an idea of what they would like to do so that you can, as best as you can, working in partnership with the professionals in the schools, especially the counselors, help them get on the right track and choose the right pathway. Job shadowing and internships. I definitely encourage students to participate in job shadowing and internships to gain experience in different fields. Visit colleges and admissions events. So the benefits of visiting colleges is to discuss the importance of visiting campuses to get a feel for the environment and the culture. That used to be one of the things that touched my heart when we would take our avid students to visit these various colleges, campuses, and they would get so excited because a lot of times these were potentially first generational college kids. So they didn't have the background knowledge of what it felt like to be on a campus and what the culture felt like. And their little eyes would light up. And it just always did my heart so good for them to be exposed to visiting a college or campus. So you want to, as a village, make sure that you're informing students about admission fairs, open houses, and other college-related events. 9 times out of 10, most of these events are free. You just have to call and get the information or get connected to the right person that can give you those resources that are available. So transition to college, time management and organization. A few tips for that is to make sure that even as they're getting to be bigger students and getting ready to transfer into college or career or military or entrepreneur, whatever they're doing beyond the classroom, you as a family unit, it would be a benefit to them to start getting them ready to start thinking about what can they do for their time management. Can you nudge them in the direction of, hey, you have this exam coming up, or hey, we talked about exploring looking at some of the different grants and scholarships that are available, or how to get into the military. Do you know how to put that inside of your phone and your calendar and put notifications to it, color code it? Can you help them with setting aside time each day? It could be quick minutes of 2 to 3 minutes to do a quick stop, reflect, and write. Some of those types of things to get them prepared. Helping them to build relationships and networking, understanding the importance of it is a true thing. A lot of times it's not what you know. What am I getting ready to say next? Is who you know. So networking plays a huge factor into that. And if you can start dropping little nuggets to your children at the time and modeling to them what that looks like when they're in these settings, that can be very beneficial because, if they're going to be sitting in front of any type of scholarship board or apprenticeship board, people that's going to be analyzing if they're a good fit for their organization or scholarship or grant or whatever the situation is. You want them to not be blindsided, but understand that being able to use the correct language and being able to make the eye contact. So some of the old-fashioned etiquette that we were raised with, teaching them to learn how to balance college and work. A lot of times students they don't have the luxury of just going to college. A lot of them will have to work as well. So getting them prepared mentally and physically around probably getting part-time jobs, paid internships, and those benefits and challenges with working part-time, setting things up very realistically for them so that they can know it's not mom and dad or grandmom or auntie, uncle, godmom, goddad makes things look very easy when we get up every day and punch a clock and still have responsibilities, but making sure you have those conversations with them to say, this is very challenging to be multimodal. That means you're working part-time and you're having to go to your classes and you're having to do the coursework, having very realistic conversations so that when they start experiencing being overwhelmed, being challenged, they know it's a real thing and they can come to you and have that discussion. But I'll get too much onto that. So let's take a look at from AI University and cited sources. I want to talk a little bit about the ACT and SAT, a brief overview. And again, a lot of the times in whether it is, your traditional public, whether it is your chartered, your chartered public, whether it is private. 9 times out of 10, by the time these students are in the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, they're going to have some professional, some counselor that's going to share this information with them. But again, it could be to your advantage to go ahead and start having the conversation about it. So let's talk about it. ACT and SAT are standardized tests widely used here in the U.S. for college admissions. These exams assesses a student's knowledge and skills in such areas such as English, mathematics, reading, and science. So what is the relevance for college admissions? And these for students that are gearing and have the pathway to four-year universities. Many colleges and universities require applicants to submit either the SAT, the ACT, or SAT scores as part of their application process. You're going to be getting them prepared to start looking for scholarship eligibility. Some scholarships and financial aid programs consider standardized test scores when making award decisions. Placement testing. Standardized test scores can also be used for placement into college courses, especially in subjects like math and English. Going to stop right here for just a second. Earlier, I shared with you I was a non-traditional route, or as Tish Williams said, the scenic route type college student. So it had been some years since I had taken any of those course subject classes like math. And quite honestly, in full transparency, when I did take them in high school, I didn't take what was necessary for college preparedness. So therefore, when I started at the community college, I didn't have the foundational skills that I needed to take college math. I had to take remedial math. Okay. So the placement tests help with colleges trying to decide where's the best fit and placement for you. So what are the key differences between the ACT and the SAT? The SAT emphasizes critical thinking and problem solving skills, while the ACT tests a broader range of knowledge and skills. My children, when they were in high school, they took the ACT scores, and you can retake them if your scores are not where you like them. So scoring the SAT is scored on a scale of 400 to 1600, while the ACT is scored on a scale of 1 through 36 for each section and a composite of 1 through 36. So the ACT includes a science section, while the SAT has an optional essay section. So, don't want to get too much into my teacher zone here, or my what they call it, your hot topic, your soapbox. But while we are preparing students, so when I was a classroom teacher preparing students for standardized tests, they do have to know the writing components because of what I just said. The SAT has an optional essay if they choose to take that. So it's important that you start working with your children at home, whether it's homeschool or if they're trying to go the traditional route, on those writing skills, because they may have to write an essay, okay? And they won't have a computer there to aid them in the process sometimes. Not with that, even though they may have to type it up using, computer to type it up. So it's important to note, while standardized tests are a significant factor in college admissions, they are not the only factor. Colleges also consider factors such as high school grades, extracurricular activities, essays, and letters of recommendations. Oh my gosh, let me stop right there again. Families, make sure that your children have someone, because I've written several letters of recommendations for former students of mine, and I will be honest, in full transparency, if I could not write a legitimately note that spoke to their strengths, that put them in a great light as a candidate for whatever program they were entertaining getting into or pursuing, I didn't write them. So let students know that it's very important for them to at best, the majority of the time, make really good choices, make really good decisions, emphasize, exercise those good character traits that we utilized back in the day. Because every once in a while, you may have to go to a teacher, a former teacher, for a letter of recommendations. They speak volumes, okay? Some official practice tests are the College Board. You can just type in the College Board. It'll give you a link. Click on it. Go to Google, click in ACT. It'll give you a link so you can take a look at those. These are some official practice tests which provide authentic test-taking experiences and help students familiarize themselves with the format, content, and pacing of the exams. Never too early to start letting these students practice those skills that will be necessary if they're trying to go a little further. Another online prep courses is Khan Academy. Again, type in KHAN Academy. It'll give you a link. Kaplan, Kaplan. I'm familiar with Kaplan because the praxis tests that I had to take to get my teaching license are through Kaplan, where we're at the time. That may be something different now. Again, these are some online prep courses. Again, Khan Academy, KHAN Academy, Kaplan, KAPLAN. Again, type it in the search bar. It'll come up, click it, and it should give you some practice tests. Princeton Review. Ooh, Princeton, PRINCETON Review. College Board and ACT all will provide some links for test prep. Some mobile apps. Khan Academy also has a mobile app. Kaplan has a mobile app. Princeton Review has a mobile app. College Board has a mobile app, and ACT has a mobile app. So that means whether you're, iPhone, Android, you should be able to go to your app store and download those apps and practice on your phone. So if you're out and about and you're in between activities, you can go on and do that. So those mobile apps provide you convenience to access to practice questions, explanations, and study materials on the go. Here's another one. Before we, get ready to close our show for today, which has been so much fun. Tutoring services. You can look into getting private tutors, considering hiring a private tutor who specializes in ACT or SAT preparation. Let me stop right there and let me insert. If you're trying to get your child ready for 4-year and they have to take the ACT or the SAT, make sure you find a tutor that's their specialty area, not just a tutor that knows math or not just a tutor who is a reading specialist like myself, but make sure that they know it, okay? So remember, every child is unique. Find what works best for you and your family and create a supportive learning environment and bridge the gap from home to school. This is Tonitia Langley, your educational enthusiast, thought leader, and show host for Let's Talk K-12 Education every Tuesday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. I want to take the time today for you coming into this voyage with me, and thank you for tuning in today on Awesome Radio, WECU 107.5 FM and 1570 AM. Thank you.